The day is here.
Yes!
Rocco, thank you. Let's start the show off
With 1,000 likes.
with 1,000. Wait, what? Guys, welcome back to Sin City Crypto. My name is David. I'll be one of your co-hosts. And what an amazing day for you to be here, for us to be here. Grayscale has officially defeated the arch nemesis, which is Darth Maul looking Gary Gensler. What does this mean for a spot ETF? Is BlackRock going to get approved in T-minus 3 days? We're going to discuss that. Also, big news from Elon Musk and Twitter/X. Is crypto trading in custody coming to the platform? And what is that going to mean for our space? So much exciting things to talk about. But first, here is your other co-host, Big Rob.
Hola!
Jesus Christ. What was that?
That's a long hola, bro. Bro!
Take that Celsius away from him.
Dude,
Give me your
you know
energy
what?
drink.
Kiwi Celsius warm is the most disgusting thing I've ever had. Like, I'm just letting you know, if you ever decide to drink a warm Celsius, do not pick the kiwi, guava flavor. All right, so Bitcoin, is it over 30,000? And this is a legitimate question because I saw them moving 28,000. It went from all the way to 25.
28.
Grayscale's unlocking the trust. Going to move it over to ETF.
Hold your horses.
Now that is
Hold your horses.
that is a
Slow your roll.
cause and effect. We think that might happen. That's the early prognosis. But
We got a full breakdown, okay?
Oh, okay.
We're
you
gonna
know,
give you the
we know what
juice.
else I got to break down? What the hell we do here? You know what it is?
What do we-
Entertainment focused cryptocurrency juice. And so we take old, boring, stale information and we repackage that whole thing up in a fun and sometimes sexy way. Depends on.
Today's going to be one of those days, isn't it?
It's sexy? Hey, what's our club limit? We're going to set a club limit today?
You know what? I think today we should...
175?
Let's celebrate today.
It's 175. I think
150.
we can get it. We got 100 viewers. We got 43 likes. I think we can do 175.
Okay, 175.
That's been the benchmark. I feel like our community, we got a lot of good news today. Bitcoin's moving. I feel the community juice coming this way as well. And so
I'm juiced, man.
and I went to the pool yesterday and everybody
What happened
there
at the pool, Robbie?
everybody there was trying to grab some altcoins. They were asking they were like asking me what to go long on, and
Is that all they were trying to grab?
yeah, so it was a great time. Lots of inside jokes here. Okay, so, what you laughing at, bro?
Nothing. You know exactly what I'm
Okay.
laughing at. Real quick, guys.
Do we hit? Is it possible that today we hit 30,000? I mean,
honestly, yes.
really.
I think we can.
Chat, let's go. I want a lot of chat participation in today. Do you think that we hit $30,000 Bitcoin in the next 24 hours?
I think we can. A lot of shorts are getting liquidated. We're going to go over that. Liquidity is not there. We're going to go over that. Man, we just need the next wave. GBTC's gap is narrowing. The net asset value, the NAV, is down to under 20%.
Ooh.
Remember, guys, it was at 50% discount from where it should have been to where it is in correlation to Bitcoin's price. But guys, before we go any further, I do want to give a shout out to channel sponsor Kim's Blue Wire Technology. If you run a business and you want to know how they can help you manage and make the best of your IT networking and your cybersecurity, visit bluewiretech.com or click the link in the description of this video. They are the best out there, and they are the best partly because they do support this channel, so we appreciate them on that. Now, we got to start the show with some funny
And by
things.
the way, it's ones and twos, 1 yes, 2 no on the Bitcoin 30K.
30K in 24 hours. I'm saying, yeah. What's your vote?
I'm going to go no.
No.
2. I'm going to put a 2 over there. So
Say you're juiced.
I am juiced, man, but I think we flirt there, man. I think we get to 29,000.
You're fake, bro. Fake news.
No, I mean, I'm still excited. I mean, we went from 25 to 28. So, I mean, I'll take it. And I do think we'll go as high as 29. I think there's going to be a lot of people. I don't know, man.
Okay. So I do have this piece of artwork to share, Rocco. So this is the statue of David returning to Italy after 3 years in the U.S. Then we have this math test. Bob has 36 candy bars. He eats 29. What does he have now? Diabetes. Bob has diabetes. That was a good one. And then finally, a new pattern has emerged on the charts. Robin, you are not the only one that creates patterns out of thin air. Our friend Scott Melker from Wolf of Wall Street, this is called the fuck the SEC pattern. Bam! So obviously, guys, Bitcoin did rally from 25.7, 25.8 to where we're at now, which is close to 28K. All on the news that broke that Grayscale has officially won the lawsuit. We're gonna get into that here in a second, but a couple other things I want to talk about. First, other piece of massive news here, guys. I mentioned it earlier as I opened the show. Elon Musk's X/Twitter obtains license for Bitcoin and crypto services to store, transfer, and exchange digital assets on behalf of its users. Rob.
See?
What are your thoughts?
Is
400 million users.
Isn't it funny how news just hits at the same time, right?
Yeah.
The Grayscale.
We've literally gone 2 weeks where I have been trying to find news and it's just the dumbest stuff. And then today it's like I can't pick which one to share.
Yeah, it's good, man. It's good. Interesting. You know, I could spend the whole show talking about this. Spend the whole show talking about the Grayscale.
Well, let's spend some time on this.
I could spend the whole show talking about yesterday's pool experience. I could, and so no, it's interesting. Out goes the traditional crypto exchanges, right? Think about it. Offshore exchange ran in Singapore or somewhere in Asia usually, and then offers a branch that caters to U.S. customers. I think that business model might be dead, right? At least here in the States. And it might easily be replaced by social media, right? We see it with WhatsApp. We see the
WeChat, you mean?
we see the digital. You know, we always just assume that we're going to go from banking and the traditional checking way, and we're going to just flip the switch and just go over to crypto and hardware wallets. And I think that we've misjudged what that transition will look like. I think in the same way that, yes, you can go down to a bank, and yes, you can talk to a teller, and yes, you can deposit cash in that way. And yes, if you want to hold a traditional savings account, you can. I think that the same thing is going to play out for crypto. I think, yes, if you want to custody your own keys, and yes, you want to have your own seed phrase written down, and yes, you want to transact with the long code number that you send the transaction to, and then you send the rest of it. Like, that's still going to be available. But realistically, how many people actually go down to the bank? When's the last time you went down to Bank of America, down to Chase, down to Wells Fargo? Either one of you, Rocco, David, when's the last time you've took a trip down to the bank branch?
Only to deposit cash. You're talking about going inside? No.
Physically inside. Not very often, right?
About a year and a half ago when I was trying to figure out if I can get a home equity
That's the
loan.
originality. That's how you banked, right?
Yeah.
And so the original way of running crypto is writing a seed phrase down and custodying yourself. And I just think that it's going to become very nuanced. It's not going to be a thing. And so it's going to be replaced by ease of use and things that people are familiar with and companies that people trust. And well, hey, you got X, Twitter, Elon Musk, a platform you're already on. You're already sending your DMs. You're checking your news feed. Why not integrate payments? And you have somebody that is at the helm of the ship that has a history behind payments infrastructure and the internet. Created PayPal. Before PayPal, it was hand carry and Visa. That was it.
Writing checks.
Yeah, exactly. And so he fostered a revolution in payments at the time with PayPal. And so he knows it. He knows it more than a lot of board members that are like, hey, you know what? Let's get into this payments thing with no history. They got to go hire people. Elon's like, been there, done that, check that box, let's roll, add it to the calendar, let's go. And the fact is that whether you like it or not, whether you're in crypto or not, the easiest, most simple way of transacting is going to be the way that you do it. You can pick up a rotary phone and call up the taxi cab company and physically tell them your address and get a taxi to you, but ain't nobody doing that. You're going to just look at your app and be like, pick up. And you know what? You want to send somebody some money because you're at dinner and you're just sitting around a table with 6 people and you're like, and then the server's like, we can't split bills. And you're like, all right, cool. I'll buy it. Hey, send me some cash. You're not going to want to, hey, I'm going to send you a test transaction with $1. No, you're going to go simple. You're going to open up the freaking X app and you're going to, boom, transfer. That's it. That's where crypto is going. It's simplicity. Now, if you're moving your entire savings account, sure, that's different. You got a 401k, you got $5.2 million in crypto. Yeah, you're not going to just YOLO through an app. I get that. But on the everyday, day-to-day transactions, you're going to be doing it in more simplistic ways that don't involve a lot of thinking.
You know, Rob, I love everything you said. I also, on Facebook just introduced this. You can give stars. So you buy stars just like on Reddit, right? You have badges and you can give badges to people, right? Depending on their posts. So Facebook has stars where like a reel or something, if you enjoy it, you can give a star and it's like 100 stars is $1 or whatever the denomination is. They're talking about bringing that to X. So when you go on Twitter, and I'll just show an example. We can go here, Rocco, pull up my laptop real quick. You can go here, and down here, it's like comment, repost, like, bookmark, share. There's going to be something that says tip. So if someone writes a great thread, breaking something down, or if someone gives great information, or if someone has a good interview, you can go directly through here, click something, because it is going to be a payment app, and tip someone for a specific post. Hey, man, that was, wow. Thank you so much for taking the time to breaking down this 300-page regulation bill from Congress. Here's $5. Bam, that's going to give... it's going to do 2 things. One, obviously, it's going to allow, I'm assuming that crypto is going to be part of it. It's going to allow people to be introduced to crypto as a payment and using it and setting up wallets and so forth, so on and so forth. Also, it's going to bring great content to the platform and it's going to keep people there. And so I was like, all right, how many users? So 237.8 daily users on Twitter. That is a lot of people. And if those people now have access to buy Bitcoin and crypto directly from the X app.
Exactly, bro. It's all about convenience. And you might still go to your Coinbase, you might still go, but it's hard to fight convenience, man. It's hard to sit here and say, I need to go buy some clothes or some underwear, and you walk into Target and you happen to need some eggs at that point in time, and you're like, but I don't shop, I don't get my groceries at Walmart. Exactly. But you're there, and you're like, all right, I'm just gonna go buy the eggs. And then next thing you know, you got celery and bananas in there too. So
you're laughing, but it's true.
It is. It's all about convenience. And if you're spending majority of your day, I don't want to say majority of your day, well, majority of your screen time on your phone is spent in a social media app that also offers a spot purchase option on Bitcoin, and you're going to DCA anyways, and you already have an account locked, already programmed in there. Like, let's be real.
Remember, content creators are also now getting ad revenue share on Twitter. Can the option be to take some of that in crypto and Bitcoin? I don't know, man. I'm saying the possibilities are endless. It's extremely exciting. Guys, if you're here watching, I want to give you guys a round of applause. Rocco, let's give these people a round of applause. Because when everything tanked and FTX was here and all the people in your circle told you you're an idiot for continuing to invest, you still did. You're still here. You will reap the rewards. I can promise you that. We all will.
That's right.
That's right, man. Speaking of reaping rewards, Robin, I'm curious.
Let me give a
Go ahead.
Let me give a shout out to my peoples. All right. If you are new here, say hello so we can drop an hola back at you. We got Crypto King, West 632, Angel, Action Crypto, TLer, C, Seaton, George F, Sauce Boss, Jans Briava, also Godot Cruel, and Miguel Costa up in here. I know you've been here before, but
Rocket Dog.
Throw your name out there again as also a Rocket Dog. To all of you, hola! Welcome to Sin City Crypto. And then just a reminder, guys, hit that like button. We have a less than a 50% like ratio. That means 1 out of every 2 viewers is confused on what to do here. So clarify, hit that like button. And then also, when we get to 175 likes, we will open up the club. You get to see David's horrendous dance moves.
I've been practicing.
And I want to vibe out, man. I want to chill. I want to break out the hammer.
Break out the hammer.
Yeah.
Now, Robin, I tweeted this. I X'd this yesterday, and I got some interesting replies. Would you rather have 100 Chainlink tokens or 100 Solana tokens? And of course, right, the easy response, not the easy response, but the common sense response is what Forrest said. Would I rather have $600 or $2,000? $2,000. These comments are crazy. A lot of people said Sol. A lot of people said Link. Redman said Link. Gary Burke, Desert Crypto. Brad Johnson said 100 Solana. Link. This wasn't even in there. Solana, Link. So it was kind of split down the middle. But I knew when I was writing this, I'm like, look, I know a lot of people are probably going to pick Solana because of the price is higher, right? It's got higher upside potential, but does it? Right? I want you to think of it this way. You have something that is absolutely 100% necessary for what Solana is doing, which is Chainlink, which is an Oracle service, or you have a layer 1 out of a plethora of layer 1s. So, Robin, I want to ask you, for the long term, would you rather have 100 Solana or 100 Chainlink tokens? This was a really hard question for me, which is why I posted this.
I think there's better upside potential with Solana. I think the safer bet's going to be Chainlink. I'd go Chainlink on this.
Chainlink?
Yeah. I always lean on it. It would be like saying, hey, would you rather have $10,000 worth of Bitcoin or Ethereum? In the long term, your safer play is going to be Bitcoin. Although it's almost a no-brainer that you're going to get a better return off of Ethereum. Again, I guess you could say how long is your time horizon, but that's kind of the same way I look at Chainlink and Solana. Yeah, if I was going to sell it in 3 months, yeah, sure, give me the Solana, obviously. But if I'm holding 2 to 5 years, 2 to 10 years, I think Chainlink's going to be the safer bet, in my opinion. Yeah. Less competition. Remember, there's a host of layer 1s out here that offer smart contracts, and it's a dogfight in there. How many oracles are over here fighting against Chainlink? There are a lot of oracles.
There's a lot of oracles, but
they're not to the adoption, the partners, and the magnitude that Chainlink has.
And there's a reason for that, guys. Yeah. Because if the information coming into the smart contract is incorrect, then that ruins the entire premise of a smart contract because those are irreversible. So for me, it was very, very, very tough because I really like both. But I'm going to agree with Robin on this one. I'm going Chainlink. Now, I do have for full transparency, I do have at least 100 of each. So I'm bullish on both. Let us know in the chat. 1 for Chainlink, 2 for Solana. What would you rather have? 100 Chainlink, 100 Solana, 1 for Chainlink, 2 for Solana. Let us know. As you're doing that, I'm going to go over a little macro here. Robin, yesterday I mentioned that we've been spending at a stupid rate as far as talking about we, the government. And
I've been spending too.
Robin, listen to this. The debt ceiling was suspended in June, right? Mm-hmm. Since then, in 2 months, $1.34 trillion has been added to the debt. We're closing in on $33 trillion. We have elections coming up. Guys, what do politicians do, right? Hey, look what I gave you. I just gave you guys $2,000. I just suspended your mortgage for 6 months. I just was able to increase the child tax credit. Bam. Remember that when you're going to vote in the primary elections.
Also, remember that when you go to Costco to buy some groceries and you're just like, I cannot keep, if I have a cart and I'm at Costco, it cannot, the total will not be less than $300. Is it possible?
I can argue I go to Smith's or Walmart and the total can't be less than $300.
But I'm telling you, Costco, if you go in that place with a shopping cart, you're paying at least $300. And it didn't used to be that when I first signed up. I could leave with $180, maybe $200. Now it's always $325, $480, $600. I don't know. I don't like it though, and it's the government's fault.
Everything's the government's fault. I agree. Now we did talk about this yesterday, and today the JOLTS report came out, the job opening and labor turnover. This is a report the Fed watches closely and uses it in their decision making as far as hiking up the federal funds rate. U.S. job openings fall to 8.8 million in July, which, according to this article, is the lowest it's been. I believe it was 2 years. Yes. To the lowest level in more than 2 years, but remain relatively elevated, potentially prompting Federal Reserve officials to keep interest rates higher for longer to loosen a tight labor market. We do know the nominal wage growth has been slowing down. The leverage is starting to shift away from the employee back to the employer. And so what's the Fed going to do? We know they don't have a meeting this month. Going into next month, I think it's mid-September, we're going to have the next FOMC meeting. And so what will the Fed do? I do think we're going to get a pause. That's what the CME thinks. Although the percentage chance of a rate increase by a quarter percentage point has gone up from about 1 to 20%. So we'll just have to wait and see. Now, moving on to our market segment. Today's market segment is brought to you by channel sponsor, I Trust Capital. If you plan on retiring, and well, we know you're going to need money for retiring, and you don't want to pay taxes when you are getting ready to take those disbursements, well, there is one company you should use, and that is I Trust Capital. That is who we use personally. So if you want to hodl your crypto and enjoy those gains tax-free, set up a Roth IRA account via I Trust Capital. And if you do so and you're watching and you enjoy the content and you like us, please use our channel link. It helps us out. And when we go back to I Trust and try to renew our sponsorship, we can say, hey, look, our community loves you. So thank you for that. Now, let's take a look at the markets. But before we send it over to Rob for the markets, I do want to share, we talked about liquidations, right? And we always talk about liquidations when price is tanking. Well, guys, shorts get equally liquidated as well. So here we go. Total liquidations over the last 12 hours, $138 million. I'm actually going to go down here and swap this over to 12-hour. And you can see here, guys, almost 80% of those have been shorts. Of course, looking at the last 12 hours, 60 million coming in from Bitcoin, 26.4 from Ethereum, and the rest others make up for 7.3. And then we have Bitcoin Cash XRP coming in at 4.1 and 3.8 million respectively. 24-hour, this number. So a lot of it happened in the last 4 hours, but of course, as the hour mark ticks by, it does move up. So 12 hours, $137 million. That is a lot of money. You can see on the top here, up 256% on those liquidations. Now, Robin, let's take a look at the markets. Where's Bitcoin? Where's the fear and greed index?
All right. So we got Bitcoin coming in at $27,945. As you can see, tremendous move from 25.96 this morning at 5 a.m. News broke, court case in favor of Grayscale, up to 27.5 initially. Now we're testing the 28. Yeah, you heard Virginia come out of there. So now we're at 28,000. And how high will we go? I'm curious, man. I think we're one.
What was the chat saying, by the way? Did you tally those votes?
On those ones and twos initially? It seemed like there was more twos than ones.
So that was a no.
But it wasn't a unanimous. Not everybody was going that direction. So real quick, to take a look at the altcoin markets as well. So Bitcoin up a full 7% on the 24 hours, 8% on the week. But you can see that Bitcoin's Cash also in. You know what?
I don't know.
Where Bitcoin goes, Bitcoin Cash goes, whether you like it or not. And so if one of the biggest movers on the day is Bitcoin, then you're going to see all the Bitcoin ecosystem go with it. SV also up 9%.
Stacks up 11%.
Yeah. Okay. And what is Stacks? Smart contract on
Bitcoin.
There you go. Remember, guys, everything moves in tandem or in groups. So you see metaverse or NFT plays or DeFi. So, maybe next time there's some big Bitcoin news, you can start positioning yourself instead of trying to YOLO into Bitcoin right away. Maybe think, hey, you know what else is going to pump? All of Bitcoin's ecosystem, and maybe look for those plays. At this point, that boat has already sailed, so I don't think that this would be a good time to enter into these projects, but you never know. Bitcoin gets up to 30,000. could see another 10% move on these coins right here.
Guys, just one thing real quick as we're talking about the markets moving up. One piece of advice I got from a pretty good trader friend of mine. He said, we're talking about getting in and getting out. He said, you never want to he's like, would you try to jump on a train that's going 100 miles an hour? Or would you wait for it to come to the next stop? And the obvious answer is you'd wait for it to come to the next stop. Treat your investments the same. If something is going 100 miles an hour, that is not the time to jump in, right? Eventually, the train's going to run out of gas. It's going to have to make a stop. Same thing with your investments. Same thing with trading. So
I
just
always
keep that
think
in mind.
that's a dumb analogy, man. Because nobody ever jumps on a train at 100 miles an hour. Like, you can't.
But it's an obvious
But you
analogy.
can jump in on Bitcoin when it's going volatile. So I think you should pick an analogy that's actually physically possible, right? I'm just saying, dude.
Thanks, Robin. Anyways, for a better visual representation of what the rest of the markets are doing, let's take a look at the crypto bublés. Everything is in the green with the exception of SUI. Even Hex is up 11% apparently. With the leader being Bitcoin Cash. Ton is up 10%. Some of the double-digit gainers, Thorchain, Stacks, XDC, and everything else is between that 5 to 10% range. Going over the last hour, we are seeing some pullbacks in some of the bigger ones. Phantom is pulling back, so is Hex, Compound, and Solana. Over the last week, biggest gainers, Hex and Bitcoin Cash. Pepe down 13.7%. Which, by the way, we haven't really talked about what happened with Pepe. Have you been following this news, Robin?
No.
So the devs
Yes.
apparently stole coins. People are saying it's a rug pull. People are saying, no, it's not a rug pull. This is why, guys, just if you invest in something outside the top 100, as you get farther down the line, chances of you never getting your money back grows substantially. And so here's the thing. When the markets are hot and you want to be a gambler and you want to speculate on a 500 ranked coin or 1,000 ranked coin, sure, right? Those odds of you losing your money completely drop considerably. But in a bear market where you have top projects that have been around for a long time, that have stood the test of time, that have been through multiple bear markets, you're looking at a 50-cent Polygon Matic or a potential shitcoin in the outside the top 500. There's just absolutely no reason to take those risks. That's just my personal opinion, but it's your money. You do with it as you please. I do have a Grayscale chart here. So obviously Grayscale Bitcoin Trust, GBTC, that thing had a massive candle with massive volume behind it. This is on the daily. Take a look at the hour. It has started to slow down a little bit, but right here this morning, 7 a.m. Pacific time, 10 a.m. Eastern is when the news broke. And well, Grayscale massively pumped. It's at $20.61. Guys, you could have picked up Grayscale at a low of sub $10. I believe it wicked. Oh, yeah, right here. So wicked down to about $7.40. And I know my buddy James, I don't think he's in the chat today, but Wheeling Dealing James Wheeler, I know he scooped up some Grayscale. Not sure if he scooped it up at sub $10, but he always knew, like, there's going to come a time where spot ETF gets approved. And, well, Grayscale has 600,000 Bitcoin, guys. And so at some point, and you saw what happened, traders started speculating because once this thing converts to an ETF, not sure exactly how it works, but you will have some of that underlying asset depending on how many GBTC shares you have. Now, let's just get right into the biggest news of the day. Grayscale has officially won. Grayscale has officially won their lawsuit against the SEC. And I do have a tweet here from Jake Chervinsky, who is the chairman of the Blockchain Association, I believe. This is, I think there's like 8 things to this thread, but I'm going to read it. It's really, really good, guys. This man is smarter than I am, than Robin is, and so there's a reason he's in the position he is. He broke everything down.
Don't be throwing out intelligence parameters here, because...
Okay. Anyways. Grayscale victory over SEC is massive. It's very rare for a federal circuit court to find that an agency has violated the APA by acting arbitrarily and capriciously. The DC Circuit just delivered a huge embarrassment for the SEC, but the ETF isn't approved yet. We're going to talk about that as well. The DC Circuit soundly rejected the SEC's view that Grayscale's ETF proposal was, quote, not designed to prevent fraudulent and manipulative acts and practices. The SEC has spent a full decade denying spot ETF proposals. Under this reasoning, that era has now come to an end. So no more fraud and manipulation. right? That is out the window. So SEC is either going to have to find something else to deny it on, they're just going to have to prove it. But the court didn't order the SEC to approve the ETF proposal. It just said that the SEC's analysis on the fraud and manipulation issue was wrong. Now, the SEC has to go back and review Grayscale's proposal again with the court's ruling in mind. What will the SEC do? One theory is that the SEC will just pick a different reason to deny the ETF and force more long and costly litigation. That is possible, says Jake Travinsky. It's hard to understate the extreme hostility of SEC leadership towards crypto. Will Gary Gensler really accept this loss? But another theory is that the SEC will take the DC Circuit's decision as a semi-graceful exit from their anti-ETF position. I think this is what's going to happen. I'm in this camp. It's the right move. This is what they're going to say. We disagree, but we're following the rule of law. So they're not giving up their leverage and saying, okay, we admit defeat. They're saying, look, judge ruled, well, law and order, we're going to follow the law. This is the law's changed, and now we're going to just approve it. So again, what Jake said, it's a convenient excuse to back out of a losing battle. I want to stop there real quick, Robin. Which way, and of course we're speculating here, which way do you think the SEC is going to go? You think they're going to find a different reason to deny you? You think they're going to lean on this and say, okay, judge said it, we didn't want to, but hey, the law is the law, rule's the rule.
Do you think that the SEC went into these initial denials thinking that there will never be a Bitcoin ETF?
That's a really good question. No.
So they understood that at some point it was coming, right?
Yes, but I think Gary didn't want it to happen under his watch.
Regardless, he understood that it's coming at some point. He taught a blockchain course, particularly on Bitcoin at MIT. He understands its power, its network effect, its adoption, the interest from institutions, the buzz that every time he takes a stand, he is barraged with questions regarding Bitcoin. He knows it's coming. He sees the senators and politicians actively discussing and urging regulation and wanting some sort of action. So to sit here and think the SEC didn't think that there was ever going to be a Bitcoin ETF would be foolish. It's just, I think they're just sitting here saying, we don't think the markets are ready for it, right? And I think that's essentially where it is. The asset class itself is ironclad. It's bulletproof. It's not going to go down, right? I think SEC knows that. And so if it's not going to go down, it's ironclad. It's here to stay. It's immutable. Then at some point, there's nobody running the damn thing. There's no head of Bitcoin. And so nobody's running it. It's a commodity, and commodities should, can, and do trade on the New York Stock Exchange in the form of ETFs. And so that was a obvious situation. And so what they have been doing is they've been delaying. And no longer can you delay. BlackRock has put their hat in the ring, and the court rulings are not in their favor anymore. And at
The
some
SEC
point,
has taken multiple L's.
that's what
in
I'm saying.
court.
At some point, you're just sitting here like, hey, we can try to delay this more, but we have the inevitable decisions on the next group of ETFs coming down the pipeline, which would be the BlackRocks and the VanEck and the ProShare, all the other one. How many is there now? Like 14, 15?
I had it pulled up. I was going to go over it.
So there's a long list of Bitcoin ETFs. And what happens as they deny each single one of those? Think about it. Every time they deny all of those, the same thing that Grayscale did, every single one of those companies can do so as well.
And let me tell you something. Those companies have more money than Grayscale.
And do you want to go into another 13 or 14 legal battles? Do you want to go through another 13 or 14 lawsuits? And so even if you want to deny it, to delay it, to come back and say, hey, well, if we denied it for this reason, we can also deny it for another reason, but more lawsuits are coming, and not just but one, you're going to get another 13 or 14. Do you want to spend the money, the resources in fighting that battle, especially when you do realize that Bitcoin's a commodity and it will be an ETF at some point? And before, it was easy to deny and just dismiss and then be like, you know what, markets aren't ready for it. And then they're like, we got sued. Oh, we lost. Oh, and there's another 13 coming in behind it. At this point, they have no option, right? There's zero option. You have to. Now, I will say this. What will happen to the Grayscale? Will they resubmit another ETF application that could essentially be delayed? And then at that point, we could delay all the other ones that are currently that are coming up for approval or denial or delay. Maybe they'll just keep delaying them. I can see that situation. And I can see it still being approved later 2024. However, it might just be more convenient and easy, and especially for all the lumps that Gary Gensler and the SEC has taken lately, it might just be a little bit more simple to say, hey, you know what? Let's just approve this thing. Why are we fighting Bitcoin anyways? It's going to be an ETF. It's decentralized. Let's just stop fighting Bitcoin. Let's focus on altcoins, content creators that they're trying to sue, and all of the other companies that they're going after. Maybe just focus your energy there, right? Leave Bitcoin alone.
So, you guys, what you got to remember, too, is there's 5 SEC commissioners, okay? And they all vote, and the majority wins on what they decide to do. We know of 2 outspoken commissioners, Hester Pierce and Mark Uyeda, which we're going to go over. We have an article on that as well, as more drama has been unfolding at the SEC. Will this ruling get one of the other commissioners who has been voting along the lines of what Gary Gensler wants to flop sides, and now the majority is in favor of people like Hester Pierce, who are more pro-crypto and pro-Bitcoin? We got to remember that as well. So all I'm saying is, Gary, you're screwed, buddy. You're screwed.
That's right. Real quick, let's just give a tiny intermission. I want to talk to you, the viewer. Yes. Hello. How are you doing? Have you hit the like button? When we get to 175 likes, we celebrate and throw a party and dance. It's called Open the Club. That's what we do here in Vegas. Help us out. Hit the like button. Also, if you're new here, say hello so we can drop an hola back at you. I do see a few new names here. We got Scott Watson, Alexandra Miranda, Trevanix, Justin K, Danny Boy Nelson, A Jensen 32, and Majestic Fox. Hola! Welcome to Sin City Crypto.
All right, back to Jake. Back to the tweet. So he goes on. There will also be political pressure on the SEC to approve spot Bitcoin ETFs. This isn't just about Grayscale. All of TradFi is ready for a Bitcoin ETF. Many other issuers have proposed ETF this year, including BlackRock, and Larry Fink throws heavy punches in DC. Chair Gensler can also spin a face-saving narrative out of a spot Bitcoin ETF approval. The SEC has been getting blasted for its regulation by enforcement approach to crypto. Here's a chance to say, look, we aren't anti-crypto. We're willing to approve the right products, only when a judge tells you to, right? I have no doubt that we'll get a spot ETF sooner or later. The only question is, if the SEC wants to make this more painful for itself. So he ends it there. So big shout out to Jake Chervinsky. Guys, they definitely recommend following his account. Does break everything down, just like he did with this one, at J Chervinsky on Twitter.
Okay, on a scale of 1 to 10, how bullish are you? 1 being nothing has changed, and maybe this is bad for crypto in some way, shape, or form.
Why would it be bad for crypto?
Yeah, I don't know. Anyways,
okay, what is bad for crypto?
Yeah, I'm just saying.
What is bad for crypto?
I don't know.
An ETF?
I may have been glancing around.
Are you saying
YouTube.
an ETF is bad for crypto?
I've been glancing around YouTube, and I've been glancing around the internet.
Bro,
and there are some individuals that say it might be bad. Anyways, let's just say on a
Why
scale
would an ETF be
on
bad?
a scale of 1 to 10, David, 1 being bad for crypto, 10 being you peed yourself. How bullish are you on the ETF passing for Bitcoin?
Bro, this is probably the dumbest question you've asked me.
On 1 to 10.
Why would it be bad? Under what circumstances?
I'm not saying it's bad.
Under what circumstance
I'm
is having?
I'm giving you a fun scale here.
If you believe in Bitcoin and what Bitcoin stands for, why the hell on God's green earth would it be bad for
It's the same thing.
the masses to have access to that product?
9 out of 10 dentists recommend using toothpaste.
Okay.
There's always one
The answer is
dumbass,
10.
and I'm just saying.
The answer is 10.
So you're 10. You pee on yourself over this, right?
Yes, I now have to go to the bathroom.
Okay.
Now, I do want to share a couple tweets from our friend James Seifert, who is a ETF analyst over at Bloomberg. This is a brutal quote from Rao, which is the judge. The commission's unexplained discounting of the obvious financial and mathematical relationship between the spot and futures markets falls short of the standard for reasoned decision-making. So, guys, the Gary Gensler is just getting shat on by judges left and right. The commission neither disputed Grayscale's evidence that the spot and futures market for Bitcoin are 99.9% correlated, nor suggested the market inefficiencies or other factors that would undermine the correlation. So the same reason that Gary Gensler and the SEC has been saying and giving for not approving an ETF is complete horse crap. Also, a lot of people are talking about an appeal. This is again from James. As far as appeals go, the SEC has 45 days to file for an en banc hearing, which means the case is heard by all judges on the court, which is 17, rather than just a subset panel of 3 judges like this initial decision. Also, here we go. Guys, guess who is up next? First deadline. Kathy Wood passed delayed, right? That was the second deadline, August 13th. The next one, Bitwise, September 1st, on Friday. On Friday. Then we have BlackRock a day later, and along with BlackRock, you have Fidelity, Invesco, WisdomTree, and Van Eck.
So hold on a second. Friday is a day?
Friday's the day.
So do you think the SEC would say they're going to delay on a Saturday?
No, I think they're all going to come on Friday.
Right. The SEC is a government. It's a branch of the government. They're closed on Saturdays. So,
But it says deadline, okay?
Yeah. Deadline, yeah. That means they have that till that day to make a decision. So, if they're going to delay, for example, or approve, and they have to make a decision on Bitwise on Friday, and they're closed on Saturday, I mean, I'm not trying to be funny here. I'm being real here, bro. If they got to make a decision on approve, deny, delay on Friday, and then they have another 10 of them coming on Saturday, they're closed on Saturday, pretty sure they're just going to figure it out. They're probably just going to approve, delay, or deny all on Friday, right?
Yeah.
Are you going to be watching this show on Friday? I'm not talking
This
to you,
show?
David. I'm not talking about you, David. I'm talking about
I was
you,
gonna
the
say,
viewer.
what?
Are you going to be watching Sin City Crypto on Friday? Because I have a feeling. I got a feeling.
Stop it. We're not getting approval on Friday.
We're
not getting an approval
or they're
on
just
Friday.
gonna blanket delay the whole thing.
Yes.
But
They're gonna say
did you not hear what I was saying earlier?
I understand, but they're gonna say we need to go back and trust me. They have 45 days for this
Trust
appeal
you?
thing. If they decide, trust me, bro. They have 45 days.
You got somebody on the inside of the SEC.
I don't. They have 45 days.
Trust David.
Just let me finish talking. They have 45
David, I trust.
They have
Capital.
45 days where they can appeal to the en banc hearing. So I don't think we're gonna get any decision whether approval or denial before that happens. If they do decide it to happen, I don't see any reason that this thing gets approved first deadline. Now, second deadline. Pull this tweet back up, Rocco. Second deadline here, guys. That is where you have the 16th and 17th of October. That would put it at 45 days, a little past 45 days of the hearing. And could we get an approval here? Yes, I do think we can get an approval here. What are your thoughts on that? You don't really think they're gonna approve an ETF on Friday, right?
I'm telling. I would obviously say no. They would delay it, but they just lost a court case to Grayscale. I'm telling you, at this point, they're just gonna wave the white flag. It might just be easier. It might just be a little bit more simple, just to say, you know what? Let's just stop. Let's just do it. Just approve it. There is got to be some realistic percentage. And I'm not talking about 1. I'm not talking about 2% chance.
Okay, what is your realistic percentage?
I think that there is, I would comfortably say there's a 25% chance that on Friday, it's green light, ETF Central. Everybody's green light go. You don't think it's 25% chance? After the grace, I still think the majority. I think that the likelihood is that they're going to delay it. I agree with you. I think that is going to be the more likely play here. because you have to set up the tickers, you got to prove, and then you got to make sure everybody's set up and they can custody. It would make sense, right? I understand that.
I would put
but
it at like
the same time,
like 4%.
at the same time, they are losing battles left and right, and then they got to answer to this delay, delay. And you know what? I think they just want to keep their head down, man. At this,
They're going to hide behind the court ruling to delay it. Guys, I want to know what the chat thinks.
I want a personal bet with David. I want a personal bet.
If they approve the ETF on Friday, Robin, I will. What am I going to do?
This is what we're going to do. All right, hear me out. David does the show standing up from this desk on Friday if they approve it.
No.
No, hey, come on.
I'm good.
You said you're sure, bro. I want to see a standing desk.
And if you lose.
And if I lose, I don't care. I can do the show from where you pick a spot.
That's dumb.
It's not dumb.
It's not juicy enough.
If you want to see David old lanky ass standing over here behind the
we got to throw money. We got to throw money on it.
It's no money. You pick a spot, man. Tell you. You want me to do the seat there? How about I do the show next to Rocco?
I'm going to give a shout out to Mistine Crypto in the chat. I think we're bringing her on next month. We're excited for that.
Yeah, I think next week.
Okay.
Wednesday next week. So,
all right, guys. What do you think? Give us a percentage. Give us a number. Shut up. Give us a number percentage of an ETF getting approved on Friday. Is it 5%? Is it 20%? Robin says 25%. I say 5% max. What is your percentage of an ETF getting approved on Friday? Let us know in the chat. As you're doing that, I do
Miss
have...
Team Crypto's bringing cookies. She dropped the cookie emoji.
What kind of cookies? The good kind of cookies?
We got to get her in studio. She's like the only
come on,
big
MTC.
name. Yeah, come on.
What's going on, bro? Shame on you.
I'll tell you what. I'll pay for your plane ticket.
She's not 21 yet, though. So
we'll pay for your plane ticket. I'll say that.
No. Remember, we agreed last time she was on the show. When she turns 21, she's gonna come out here. We're gonna go party with her.
Yeah, but I'm sure she can get a fake ID. Hey, Miss Team Crypto, you want to go? Let me know. We'll buy your plane ticket. Letting you know. What? You're not.
It's funny.
You're not flying first class.
Robin
You're not
gives
flying
me
first
so
class.
much crap for bringing stuff up on the fly, and then he's just up here. We'll pay for your plane ticket. Okay, cool, man.
That's what we do here. Okay, you signed a. You know what? We signed a business agreement. We're partners, and you knew what you were getting into, David.
Rocco, together we hold more equity than him. You know that, right? Me and Rocco will discuss it. We'll get back to you.
That is true.
Anyways, Jesus Christ. Okay, let's look at this. This was on. Where was this from? Bloomberg. Yes, Bloomberg. All right, Bloomberg. Here's what the analysts have to say about a spot ETF and the Grayscale decision here. So I'm getting who that 69%? I hope that's a joke. Of course, bowel problems. 0%, 15%, 8%, 33%. Yeah, guys, I don't think it's going to happen. But here we go.
Big of a decision is this on Grayscale?
It's massive. This has been a years-long pursuit for Grayscale. Remember, it has been fighting the SEC's decision, and now it has the courts in their favor. If you look at the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust, this is the main entity that would face a conversion. This is one of the longest-standing, largest trusts holding Bitcoin, in which retail and institutional investors have been able to gain exposure for many, many years now. You are looking at discount to net asset value really narrowing here. At this very moment, it stands at about 24% under its net asset value, but that is expected to narrow as they get closer to the ETF conversion, which has really become a main thesis for investing in this fund. And beyond that, as you're saying, there is a whole host of other ETF filings in the pipeline, and this is boding well for those firms. I will also say that in addition to the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust finding some love on the heels of this decision, you are also seeing Bitcoin itself up above 27,000. It's almost 5% jump in the market right now, because the idea here is that by a potential conversion here for the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust into an ETF, it could draw massive adoption from financial advisors, retail investors. Think about how much money on the sidelines could be sitting there from the likes of the large wirehouses that could become more comfortable about putting their clients into a regulated ETF exposed to Bitcoin rather than spot Bitcoin itself.
As Danny was talking about in terms of the pipeline, though, I mean, does this mean the SEC is like, well, all right, fine, you all get it, or they're still going to be case-by-case basis, and is Grayscale then different?
That is the massive question here, the order, because we we have seen from the other products out there linked to cryptocurrencies, the first ones out of the gate have had massive adoption by a landslide. So first out of the gate matters a lot. There's a lot of discussion about how the SEC handles this pipeline, because the idea here is not to make the same mistakes as we've seen in prior products, where the first ones out of the gate got a lot of inflows and then the other products tend to lag behind. The idea here is choice, and investor protection partially means also choice for investors.
How big?
Guys, and also, you got to remember too, right? Competition. Competition is great, because if 4, 5, 6 hit at the same time, right? These companies are all going to want people to use their ETF, right? So what are they going to do? They're going to bring their price down, right? BlackRock's are, so right now, GBTC is, I believe, over 2% fee they take. BlackRock, Larry Fink has come out and said they're thinking in the range of 65 basis points, so 0.65%. If there is an arms race to get as many people to invest in their ETFs, can we see this drop to 0.25%? Man, how could you not be bullish on a spot ETF? I don't understand the people that make the case for a spot ETF to be is a bad thing. I can't think of one single thing. People talk about market manipulation. It happens everywhere. It's happening in crypto right now. It happens in the traditional markets. I'm sorry, that is part of the game. That is part of the game we play, and it's just going to make no difference. It doesn't matter. But guess what? Now you are literally opening up the floodgates, not just to retail, but for institutions, for financial advisors who will now be able to speak on Bitcoin as an investment. I want you guys to understand that. Right now, for any financial advisor that is registered with FINRA and regulated, they cannot talk about crypto, that includes Bitcoin, as an investment vehicle. They cannot. They legally cannot. So now when you have people going in, doing their annual or semi-annual meetings, hey, where we're going to move the money? Hey, listen, the halving is coming up. Bitcoin supply is going demand. I think we should move 2, 3, 4, 5% of your portfolio over to Bitcoin, and then we'll reevaluate. That is now going to be an option. Guys, on top of that, we are at not all time, but guys, we are at 5-year lows of Bitcoin balance on exchanges. 5-year lows, and here I'll zoom in for you guys. In the oranges, Bitcoin balance on exchanges, we're a smidge over 2.2 million, 2.25 million. We haven't been that low since 2017. So just law of supply and demand, right? Macroeconomics 101. Supply and demand, they work in correlation. When supply is low and demand is high, what happens to the price? That's all I'm saying. Man, dude, this is... You got anything to add to this, Rob?
No, it's all good, man. I was over here just listening to what you say, man.
You agree with me, though, right?
Yeah, no,
Can you think of
100%.
one negative thing to a spot?
There's not one negative thing I can say about this whole situation. On top of that, the competition in the ETF market is going to draw down the fees to a point to where, hey, why even risk buying Bitcoin if you're not going to custody it yourself? Let's just say you don't want to custody yourself. You don't want to do the seed phrase. Why risk doing any company other than an ETF, right? Why go through a third party to custody it when you could have it custodied through a regulated New York Stock Exchange?
And I want to make something extremely clear.
And if the fees drop down to 0.25, 0.1,
I want to make something extremely clear. We believe in self-custody. We think that is the best way to hold your crypto and your Bitcoin. But we also understand that not everyone feels comfortable doing that. And so should we shun those people and say, nope, no products for you. You can only have Bitcoin if you self-custody? No. Some people are willing to take that risk. They're willing to take that risk. And so now here you go, guys, on a silver platter. Here's an option with companies that have been around for decades, some over a century, in a fully regulated market, the largest capital market in the world. I'm sorry, there's not one single thing you can tell me that I'll say, yeah, the spot ETF's a negative for Bitcoin and adoption in crypto. So there you go. We do have this from Patrick McHenry, the chairman of the financial, what's that commission he sits on? Financial oversight, banking, something?
Yeah, the Financial Oversight, Banking, and Housing Committee.
Something like that. Yeah, what Robin said. Now, he tweeted, said, SEC Chair Gary Gensler's crusade against the digital asset ecosystem is falling apart under scrutiny from the courts. This is yet another example of why a comprehensive regulatory framework like the Fit for the 21st Century Act must be made law. Of course, he retweeted this CoinDesk article talking about Grayscale winning. And so, guys,
I want to get an Ola chant going on here. To the people in the chat, if you've hit the like button, drop an Ola in the chat, or if you just want to spam our chat, drop an Ola in the chat. Let's see how many Olas we can get in here. 100 plus Olas. What do you think?
yes,
Okay, cool.
Yes.
Patrick McHenry, can we get him on the show?
I'm on it.
Let's do it.
We've been trying, honestly. Like, I was getting somewhere with Byron Donalds and that communication. I got to reach out to them again. But we're trying, guys. We're trying to get you really, really good guests, some politicians, some lawyers, some people smarter than us to bring on the show.
And
bring
Miss
you guys
Teen
some
Crypto
info.
in studio.
And MTC, yes. I see desk emojis. You guys talking about my desk again? Leave my desk alone, man. Leave my desk alone. Now, I did mention earlier there was some dissent at the SEC, and I kind of want to share this as well, guys. More drama. 2 U.S. SEC commissioners challenged the first NFT-related enforcement action. If you missed the news yesterday, the SEC announced that it had charged Impact Theory, which is a very popular podcast, for conducting an unregistered offering for crypto assets securities in the form of NFTs. However, the SEC commissioners Hester Pierce and Mark Uyeda issued a dissenting statement questioning the SEC's application of the Howey analysis to NFTs and raising broader concerns about the commission's approach to this emerging asset class. They said, quote, "We do not routinely bring enforcement actions against people that sell watches, paintings, or collectibles, along with vague promises to build the brand and thus increase the resale value of those tangible items." Pierce and Uyeda emphasized that the SEC should have offered guidance on NFTs long before taking enforcement action. And here are several questions that they posed to Chair Gary Gensler. So, guys, people are turning against Gary Gensler at his own agency. It's only a matter of time, you guys. Again, the SEC is made up of 5 commissioners. They all have equal voting power. Are the tides going to turn there where Gary's not going to have a choice? He's going to have to get off his high horse, get with the program. I think he is.
It's there's a civil war going on inside of the SEC. Is that too clickbaity, or do you agree?
I agree.
Civil war going on, right? The house is falling apart from the inside. There's pressure on the outside. They're losing court cases. All right? I mean, is there any, if you were anti-crypto and you were evaluating the SEC and the regulation of crypto, is there any bullish scenario for that narrative? Is there anybody that is pro-crypto? Is Elizabeth Warren looking at the SEC like, you know what? Small step back, but you're in the right direction. No. Right? There's nothing that the SEC, that anti-crypto people can hang their hat on at this point, right? There isn't.
Guys, we are here. Let me show you something, okay?
While you're pulling it up real quick, shout out to the chat, new people, Trip to the Moon, Cryptic Sniper, your owner, Bartender, Lizerve, Moonshine, O&D, Crypto Mike, Benjamin Coles, John Floyd, to all of you, hola! Welcome to Sin City Crypto. And also, we are just about at the club limit, so a few more likes, we'll get this thing going. So if you haven't hit the like, do us a favor, smash that.
Give me 1 second here, Rob. I'm going to... Give me 2 seconds. I'm going to share a conversation. Let me pull it up right here. All right. So this is from a friend of mine. His name is Brad, and he owns an asset management firm in San Francisco, and they have about close to $100 million that they manage. Okay. Need your help with crypto? Can we chat tomorrow? Yeah, bro. Of course. What time are you available? 12:31. I'm ready now. We got on the phone, and he started asking me about Bitcoin and XRP. He's like, hey, this XRP payment rails, is this thing real? And he said, look, my wife and I, we're in Idaho right now. We're actually looking to move here. We want to get out of California. And I think it's time. And then he followed up by, and I said, I can walk you through everything if you're serious about investing. He was asking about self-custody. He said, "Thank you. It's time. I think the end is near." This is a guy who is registered with FINRA, who manages people's portfolio, who has hundreds, if not thousands, of people that invest with him. We're going to see more of the same, guys, coming. And we were here first. This is the first time in history, the average person, you watching, us doing the show, that we're able to front run the traditional markets, the financial giants, the behemoths that have been controlling our space for such a long time. And for once, they are the ones that are late to the party. Man, what a time to be alive. How exciting. Also excited to give one more shout out to channel sponsor Canada's Blue Wire Technology. If you want to learn how they can support your business so you can focus on making money, visit bluewiretech.com. So big shout out to them. Also, guys, go follow us on Twitter at SinCityCrypto1. We do have a new website. You can find everything on there, sincitycrypto.io. Also, go check out our merch store, inandoutcrypto.com. You'll find Sin City merch, but not just that. You'll find different merch pertaining to your favorite projects like Ethereum, XRP, Shiba Inu, and Bitcoin. There's stuff for you, your dog, your lady, or if you are a lady like Miss Teen Crypto, you can find some stuff for yourself. Some good stuff on there. Also, guys, next month, in about 30 days, we will be at NFT XLV, formerly known as CNFTCon. We do have a booth there. We will be there all 3 days. Come hang out with us. We are doing giveaways throughout the month of September. Also, you do get a discount if you use the discount code OLA when you go sign out. So when you go check out at the on the website. So with that being said, Rob, did we reach our club limit? One more. We need one more like, man.
One more like.
Guys, there it is. Go ahead, Robin, initiate.
Rocco!
Where are you going?
Look at these. Look at this. Look at this moves. Look at this move.
What is that? Terrible.
All right, so for those of you that are wondering what the hell just happened,
We don't even know.
Yes. So we like to celebrate new milestones. And so getting to 175 likes is hard for us to get. We haven't got there much before. So a big shout out to you. We like to celebrate, throw a party.
We love you. Seriously, guys, if you've stuck around, you are about to get rewarded handsomely. I am so excited to share this journey with you. We are excited. We hope you are too. With that being said, Rocco. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Come back tomorrow. Same place, same time, 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Big shout out.
Go ahead.
Jimmy, 20 gifted memberships.
The man is back.
Thank you, Jimmy.
Jimmy, we love you. We love all of you. Thank you so much. See you tomorrow. Peace.
Gonna show you how to get that big dough. So every day stay tapped in. For big facts, no capping. With Bitcoin, if you're in, then you win. We divide the pie with no fraction. It's Big Rob, David. I spit the game, but they gave it. Named according to your favorite. I got dry powder, why save it? To the OGs, new beginners. Special shout out to the well members. Buy the dip, sell winners. Ain't really nothing you can tell sinners. Tune in for the latest new flavors. They gonna teach us mean coins. They polarizing like barbecue chicken pizzas. I laugh with a major grin. Laggers, we trade them in. Baddies, they came to sin. And sinners gon' play to win. Screaming, hola, till my bags are flowing over. Hold ya to the moon and to the solar. Won't I? Don't be letting FOMO control ya. It's over when the finger tornado close ya.